motherfuckers. Welcome the fuck back. Hold on, I may need to change my microphone stuff. And by that, I mean not the settings, but I need to physically move my microphone. I'm trying my best. Okay. Hopefully that is the same volume that it was last time I streamed. I had to fuck with it a little bit. What is... It is already so warm. I have not yet started the game. And this is one of the longer sections because it's going to be the last one. But we're powering through. We got it. It's fine. If I had done this last week when there was the heat wave going on, it would have been bad. Yippee, yay, yay. Apollo Justice, let's fucking go. I should also pull up the guide, probably. It might be fine. I don't need the guide. It's the last part. It's the last part of the game. I remember everything that happens. It's fine. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant, Vera Misham, innocent or guilty? Don't worry about it. Also, we're gonna see how much of this cosplay stays on throughout the entirety of the stream. The good news is, for this specific stream, the more disheveled I look by the end, the more in character it is. I did, in fact, become late to stream because I was taking selfies. Also, my eyesight in contacts is not great. So, my eyesight in contacts is not great, and my eyesight in this specific wig is not great because the very thin, very translucent blonde hairs like to go directly in front of my eyes. I need to replace my Gavin Bros wigs. I need to replace this wig with 2 wigs because they have different bangs. I never say I didn't do anything for you guys. The other thing is I was like looking for the pieces of this costume, had the split second thought of, I wonder where my vest is, and went, never mind. I'm not wearing that. I think I started this, I started the stream like in winter too, and the first cosplay I had to do was Trucy. I've just gotten like more inconvenient for the weather as time goes on. I've already like rolled up my sleeves. That's like not happening. I did my nails for this cosplay because I always do my nails for this cosplay. Yeah. The courtroom doors are opening. Trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? I'm wearing shorts also in the bottom half of the screen that you cannot see. I love how it like asks you to confirm as if you're about to go into a boss fight. Something inside me. Rising. Sing. Something important. Lost long ago. It's close now. So close. Court is now in session for the trial of Vera Misham. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution's ready to rock. Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant, Vera Misham's condition? Acute atroquinine poisoning, according to her physician. She could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today.
What? They can't put her on trial without her being here.
It is unusual and, like, probably questionable legality at best.
They should wait for her to get better and then do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them.
That's being a little harsh. I don't think it is. I don't think it is, Apollo. They can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having no one left to try. A trial without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right. If Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not going to let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtain all these years. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Very well. Your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin. I'm sweating my nose contour off. The prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. Wait, where's my fan? Why did Vera Misham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done. Objection! Apollo, you are so loud. But Vera was poisoned with atroquinine. The exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have had access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by. That is true. I forgot to tell certain people that it'd be online, so I gotta do that first. No, I don't want to use a fucking AI sticker, god damn. Fucking Instagram. There we go. That is true. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have had our verdict yesterday. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone a verdict. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Misham is not the No, she's not the victim. Is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court, giving her testimony before us. How do you propose her killer poisoned her? The fan is helping greatly. Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was. Prosecution's objection is sustained. I ask the defense to prove its claims to this court. Tell us how Vera Misham was poisoned. I've got two things to prove here. Who did it and how? Which to hit first? I love how I immediately was like, I remember everything that happens in this case, right? And I don't remember which one you're supposed to do. I think how was easier, so we're going with how. How did the killer poison Vera Misham? I will focus first on the method used. Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin? Not a bottle or container of the poison was found on the defendant's body. I see. The vector of poisoning is unknown. Never mind, I forgot we don't know the shit yet. I was thinking about the stamp. That's not correct. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Misham? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. What method was used to poison Vera Misham? What happens if we present it now? Is that like, does it do anything? Oh yeah, it does. What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever designed that a hand. It's funny. Is that nail polish? Colorless. Something the matter? No, nothing. Nothing at all. The killer put poison in this bottle and made her get? As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish. Nail polish? It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails? Oh, my wife has red nails. I see. So she's been painting them all this time. Oh, God. I sometimes occasionally miss the stupidity of the mainline judge. Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court? Court is now back in session. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails. Her nails? Ah. Prosecutor Gavin? When the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Bailiff! Have them check the defendant's nails at once. Mr. Justice! Yes? Do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in that nail polish? Yes. That bottle belongs to Vera Mission. Why do you ask? Know someone else who might have a bottle like this? No. Just checking. Clavier in this case. Mr. Justice. You're about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle of nail polish. Please dispense with the chatter. Yeah. Yeah. I care a lot about Clavier. Like, because of how this game is set up, he has a much more, like, subtle character arc than, like, Edgeworth. But you also have less of a relationship with Clavier than Phoenix had with Edgeworth, arguably. I care him. You realize the weight of this accusation. Here, let me show you. Oh boy, 2 whole penalty bars. Understood, Your Honor. No problem. I know what I'm doing this time. Let us ask, who poisoned Vera Mission via her nail polish? He's literally the first in the court record, like... They don't even have you scroll around. What's this? Kristoph, Gavin. Objection! What's your game? Why do you say my bro all the time? Like, I understand in Japanese, I'm pretty sure he calls Kristoph Aniki, and that's why they went with bro, to make it sound like familiar, but it sounds funny. There's no way he could do a thing like that. You should know that, you should know that better than anyone else. Indeed. He is behind bars. I know. However, my dude. Kristoph, my dude. My guy. That doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Ask yourselves when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday. It could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago? Or perhaps it was 7 years ago. But Kristoph Gavin had no motive for killing this poor girl. It's simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Kristoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all. God! God, what a killer lie. If your lawyer said that, like, you won. I don't know what to tell you. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there is a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Kristoph Gavin from jail as a special witness. This case is a hard hitter. This is one of my favorite cases in all of Ace Attorney. Not even, like, just mainline. Like, for reasons of I love the Great Ace Attorney as much as I do, I'm pretty sure every Great Ace Attorney case except, like, Adventures of the Clouded Kokodo probably rank generally higher than this. But otherwise, like, this one and then Bridge to the Turnabout are, like, right up there along with all the Great Ace Attorney cases for me. Fine. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. A darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay. The defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Kristoph Gavin take the stand. Him calling his own brother, like, prisoner Kristoph Gavin. God damn. I love this case. Bailiff, begin proceedings to call a special witness. Witness is Kristoph Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13 at Central Prison. Also, without spoiling anything, if anybody's new here, I live with people, so there will be a very good breakdown in this case that I will not be able to voice act fully. Were I able to physically do that without alarming other people, I would, but alas. Ah, Your Honor. How nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know, Mr. Kristoph Gavin. Ah, Mr. Justice. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Ugh. Why do I feel like somehow he's still my boss?
Stiff upper lip, Apollo. You can do it.
Does this bottle look familiar? Ariadone nail polish. Why, yes, I use it myself. As did the late defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet. And? Was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit, I respect her for her taste in nail polish. Her taste, indeed. Apollo, she might be dying in the hospital, come on. This nail polish was how Veramisham was poisoned. Quinine, was it? My glasses are sitting in such a weird way. It's because these aren't, like, my real glasses. What's happening here?
Oh, I see.
This is what happens when you get glasses. Nice. Yeah, one of the nose pieces is, like, in the wrong spot. There, fine. Quinine, was it? You're well informed about the case, Mr. Gavin. Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier? Maybe you can explain this. This is the only time we actually see them talk. Which is crazy. Both that, like, I know it is because you are the player. The Doylist explanation is that you, as the player, cannot know Clavier before meeting him, like, as your opponent. But the Watsonian explanation is that Kristoph never speaks about his brother to people. His extremely famous brother. And, like, Clavier has never visited when Apollo has been in the office, presumably. Maybe you can explain this. You're being accused again. By him. Again. Ah. And? You agree with his accusation, do you? Damn. Damn. I have many thoughts and feelings. Many of them about this case. By him again. Do you think a part of Clavier, my earbud fell out, do you think a part of Clavier, like, really wanted to resent Apollo? And, like, really wanted to hope that, like, oh, this is the guy that put my brother away and is also the guy who's, like, being mentored by Phoenix Wright. He must have wanted to resent Apollo so bad, because it would make so much sense if Apollo... I just peeked the mic. It would make so much sense if Apollo was a bad person. Like, if Apollo was, like, a shittier lawyer, if he was, like, a Robert Hammond type, and he was like, oh, he forged evidence to get this. Like, even if Kristoph did kill this man, like, oh, he didn't, like, go about it the proper ways, or, like, he could have handled the case better or whatever. And it just, like, but Apollo is a nice person who is good at his job. And so he can't. And Clavier is a good person who is good at his job. So he's nice to Apollo. It's good. It's great. It's so good. Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? Happy Pride Month, guys. Kristoph Gavin, your testimony, please. It is so warm in my room. God damn. I'd be delighted. Charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. They're gonna put you in solitary confinement, too. You are suspected of the poisoning of the defendant, Veramisham. Please testify on this matter to the court. I feel like somebody mentioned, probably not in my chat, but somewhere I saw it on Tumblr, where I think in Japan the death penalty only comes in after you've killed a certain number of people. And I think that might be 2 people, in which case, yeesh. Yeah, I don't remember. We know that Dahlia gets executed. Because she mentions it. And also, she killed, like, 4 whole people. I think it's 2, though. I think it's 2. I'm not sure. Somebody was talking about it, though. Please testify on this matter to the court. Yeah, the death penalty laws in Japan are batshit insane. They're batshit insane in a lot of places, but, like, the way that it works in Japan, at least last I checked, it was determined by the case of a 17-year-old, which is bonkers. Which is why in Persona 5, when you open up Persona 5, if you haven't played it or watched it, like, you open up being interrogated for essentially crimes against the state, and you were playing a 17-year-old, and, like, I think they float the idea of the death penalty by you at one point. They try to threaten you with it. Crazy. Owning the same nail polish does not a murderer make. I have been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Also, Kristoph calling his brother the prosecution and being like, I think constantly about their family dynamic. Excuse me. The fact that he's just like, oh, the prosecution's case holds, and that's probably, like, the limit of the way I examine Kristoph and Klavier's relationship as siblings. Like, I feel like the prosecution's case holds is, like, the closest thing to praise that Kristoph could ever give his younger brother. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too. It's very fun examining Kristoph's dialogue, like, line by line, and, like, every single thing is, like, something backhanded or, like, two-faced or manipulative or something. He's such a bitch. He's fun. Well, I'm afraid the defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the Mishams. Isn't that so, Mr. Justice? Very well. Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination. I'm accusing Kristoph Gavin, my ex-boss. But I know he poisoned the Mishams. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention, why? I also really enjoy that, like, you go into this trial functionally knowing all the answers. By all means, you should be able to win. He's just, like, a slippery motherfucker. I remember what his tell is very, very innately, unfortunately. So this might go easier than I had initially planned. I'm moving around so much because there's, like, no comfortable way to sit in this cosplay. I know what his tell is, but, like, does it come up immediately? Let's just try it. Let's just try it. Jesus! Motherfucker. Yeah. Does it happen here? It's very quick. Okay. Ooh, fuck. Scared the shit out of me. I gotta wait for it to play again. Oh. Also, I just want to... He looks insane. It was very fast, sorry. Kristoph is always jump scaring me, why? Oh, okay, it pulses. Freak. Weirdo. He looks insane. I love that it's not just, like, obviously the hand tensing is the most, like, obvious thing, but also he tends to tilt his glasses in such a way that you can't see his eyes, but if you look close enough, he is fucking glaring at you, and I love that. Motherfucker. Gotcha! This is such a good rebuttal that he has too. Like, it's not a good rebuttal, as in it's a good argument, but what he's about to say is such a bitchy line, and I love it. It was you who killed Drew Misham. A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said, her father too. Your hand tensed unnaturally, and a little devil appeared to give me the news. And let's assume for the sake of argument that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Misham fond of nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth. You heard it here first, folks. You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth. Ugh. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Misham was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my solitary confinement cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is. But you found a way all the same. And I found it too. He looks so much like his brother in this shot. This is how you poison Mr. Misham. Do I present this or do I present the stamp? Poison traces found it on the stamp. Okay. Yeah, it's that. Okay. We don't have just the stamp. I think this has special dialogue if I look at it. I'm gonna check. Stamp. It's of the Grimoires, isn't it? Why did Mr. Wright give me this letter right before the trial? What could it mean? I say on this dialogue bubble. There's an address on here. And a name I've never heard of. At least, I think so. It's too blurry to read. It's too blurry to read? Actually, is there anything on the other side? I doubt it. Just Drew Misham's name. Okay. I fucked up. My. And here I thought you'd come so far. Huh? I admire how you, lacking in any confidence whatsoever, chose to barrel on. Your defense lacks even a shred of elegance. Much like Phoenix Wright, come to think of it. Relax, Justice. I've come this far. I must know the answer. Whoopsie. Do it. Is it this? That's not it. This? I don't fucking remember. Because we know he licked the stamp, so is this? Because this indicates that it's, oh, we do have the stamp, oh my god. Christ. We do have the stamp, I thought we didn't have it. That's my fault. I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. For example, me fucking up real bad. A second ago. He angry. The night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. Atroquinine was found on the stamp, Mr. Gavin. So am I to understand this stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes. This stamp was found in your prison cell. Me too, bitch. I am also constantly moving my bangs in this wig. God. One day I will have a nicer Kristoph Clavier wig. That is all, Your Honor. Order, order, order. Poison on the back of that stamp. After Drew Misham was killed, someone paid a visit to this witness's cell. Phoenix Wright.
Daddy.
That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Misham write you a letter. That's how you killed him. What? My. You've upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witness Sparkbrushle's testimony. I'm not reading your dialogue again. His desk drawer. Stamp, postage stamp, whatever. He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp. What are you getting at? What I'm arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was mere coincidence that he used it that night. That would seem to be the case. Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence? Does have a point. How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder. What? Really, Clavier? You should be seeing through these weak-spined bluffs by now. Why do you feel the need, Kristoph? Why do you feel the need to be this much of a bitch to your brother? Like, just... He hasn't done anything. Like, are these just what regular conversations with them are like? Crazy. He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Mission would use that stamp that night? Least of all, Kristoph Gavin locked away in his cell. Well... Seems that the defense has run out of things to say. You assume he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been called. The defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Kristoph. Javier. Honestly, I wanted to believe you. But the defense wasn't trying to get away with a bluff. You were, Kristoph. What are you saying? Prosecutor Gavin. Hair forehead. What was your accusation again? Huh? Oh, it was that this poison stamp killed Drew Misham, yeah? To which my brother responded thusly. There was no way to know when Misham would use the stamp. Yes, that's right. Which is why it couldn't have been planned. Tell me, it needs to be planned? Why? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Misham died by that stamp, that's all. Coincidence? Kristoph, you tried to slip out from under this accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it? And he's a shitty poker player. What are you up to, Clavier? I could ask you the same question, Kristoph. I silenced the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency. But Mr. Gavin, that's impermissible testimony. Very well. I shall take his claim head on, then. Justice. What? You accuse me of Drew Misham's murder, yes? Then, allow me to ask you. What possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Girl, you're deflecting again.
Apollo, motive. He's talking about a motive.
Indeed. We didn't have a motive for the last one. We didn't need a motive for the last one. You were in solitary confinement because of a crime that does not technically have a motive. Or to see how an attorney could come to want to kill a painter. Now here's something. Why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose.
So, what does it mean?
It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive. Motive for murder. This is a vital, if not the most vital element in this case. Please consider this when making your statement. I'd say it's about this vital. That's pretty vital. You're being mean, Clavier. Well, Mr. Justice. I'm going through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence. And let's see what you have for us. What reason did Kristoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Misham? It's one of the letters. Presumably this one. Presumably it's this one. I think it's this one. I'm gonna double check the other one really quick, but... Yeah, no, this one is from Drew Misham, so this one isn't it. It should be this. Kristoph Gavin's motive becomes clear when we consider why the stamp came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place. Every single time I say first place, the Kazuma in my brain goes, did I say flirst pace? Every single time. And why was that? Forgery, Your Honor. What does he look like on top of my head? He sits like so nicely because this is a wig. He doesn't want to move. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating forged evidence. I've seen that before. A page from a diary, wasn't it? Magnifi Grammary's diary. Kazuma brainrot, affectionate. Yeah. That man is my lock screen. Ah, when attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yes. This was the evidence he presented to his loss. Him. Hold on, we also have the guy. We also have Baroque. This evidence is a fake, yes. But did Mr. Wright request the forgery be made? That was never proven. Objection! The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright. Who other than him, drunk with the— oh my god! Oh, he bounced so far away. Hold on, can I reach it? He's like behind. I'll get him later. This is, guys, this is just like the speckled band. Wait, actually, I can use Kaduma to fish him back. Hold on. As he deserved. No, mean. I'm literally gonna use the busted version of Kaduma to— oh god. To grab him from where he fell. He bounced really far. Christ. Okay, we got him. He's back. It's okay. God. This cosplayer things. Ugh. Who other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it? And why would they? Just out of curiosity. Do you remember this letter? This is the first page. And this is the second. Those were presented in court yesterday. Letter was sent to Drew Misham by the client who requested that forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poisoned commemorative stamp. Your voice is so pretty, thank you! And thank you for the follow! Also, Wild Oak 123, thank you very much. Drew Misham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old. The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery. Keep them from talking. I do actually need to pull up the guide because I need to know what a good break point is for this trial. Because it's a long one. How many parts to this trial are there? Cross-examination. I see. Okay. We'll see what happens. We'll operate on vibes. But he made a mistake.
The stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much.
The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Her forehead. Do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp. And it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two statements together, the one who schemed to kill Drew Misham was none other than Phoenix Wright. I forgot this was a part of it. Sorry, but that's not how this is going to go down. Oh? Then how will it go down? Hello? I checked through the records on that case when I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began.
Oh boy. Here.
What's this?
I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. I was over there on the bench. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair.
And one more thing. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly.
Lucy.
I received the files from your previous attorney. Oh, shit. Wait, did I say that in the right voice? Yeah, I did. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. I understand I'm asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before. Now, here's a question. Just who was Shady Enigmar's previous defense attorney? No, this can't all be. But it is all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. Where is my badge? It was you, Kristoph Gavin. I'm a lawyer. Order, order, order! What is the meaning of this? Witness, I mean, defendant, former lawyer? Let me begin by denying this. Let me begin by denying this. It's easy enough to look up, Mr. Gavin. And impossible to prove if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim? That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield. Objection! Her forehead. Are you sure you don't have evidence?
What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy.
Evidence. Evidence that shows this man, Kristoph Gavin, requested that forgery 7 years ago. Javier. Just prove it! Clear up these doubts now, or I swear I'm off this case.
He must have thought of some evidence, Apollo.
Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. That darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him. And proof is the only way I can. What proves Kristoph Gavin's link to Drew Misham?
I don't remember.
Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Kristoph Gavin requested a forgery of Drew Misham 7 years ago. Prove it. It can be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not. Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? That's the name of the game. I am. Then, I say we give him the benefit of the doubt. Very well. But if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty. 2 of them, even.
Objection!
Your Honor, you do the defense an injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion? Thanks, Kristoph. I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Oh, Mr. Justice, I'm going to save.
Actually, it's just in case.
Fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link. Something that ties Kristoph Gavin to Drew Misham. And I have something that clearly does the job. Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Wasn't just in case the name fans gave Apollo before his name was confirmed. I'm pretty sure it was. It's a good name. I like it. It's this. Right? We found this in his cell. Yeah. Yeah. This evidence proves there's a link.
Objection!
That scrap of paper. I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. You don't work here anymore. Is there some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't.
Yeah, that's Daddy's handwriting.
Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this? I see now. Yes, of course. What do you mean, of course? I just remembered that I had a visitor yesterday. Cutting it close, Phoenix. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright? When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Fuck you mean, of course? Of course. I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail. That's a felony. I wouldn't know anything about that. Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell? No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cured of his bad forging habit. Well, if it's a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible. This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter. Reproduction? Did he just make it a yellow envelope for fun? When Mr. Wright visited Kristoph Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. What? He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin. And the contents of your personal mail. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery. I don't know how to tell you this, but there's no alleged video. He recorded a video. Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, please. The defense's claim is denied.
What?
Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record. Better luck next time, Justice. Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination. But the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Kristoph Gavin at this point.
Apollo, do something!
I'm thinking, but without evidence, Kill. I don't have anything I can use on him. Very well. This ends the special witness's cross-examination. Objection! Thank you, Clavier. The show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why. Prosecutor Gavin. Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years. And I'm tired of the whole youthful angst scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, eh, Kristoph? Clavier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor, your fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Clavier. I love that conversation so much.
Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin.
Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember. What's really important to you? You amuse me here, Forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you? Yeah, right. Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. I don't remember my Drew Mission voice. State your name and occupation for the record. Thank God I don't have to do it. I'm familiar with the trial. I watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it? Unnatural? Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence. And next moment you call in Drew Mission. It was almost as if... Almost as if... What? Funny, it didn't even occur to me to wonder. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if, from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence. Correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page. Don't do this, Clavier. I knew because you told me, Kristoph. What? It was the night before the trial. Clavier. Kristoph? Odd seeing you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. My hair's over the wrong shoulder. Hold on. Have it over this way. Which way is the hair twisted? It's fine. It's good. It's whatever. Close enough. I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Huh? Why not? I won't be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. In exchange for not giving you the gift of my presence at your trial, I gave you information. Fucking fuck ass. I like Kristoph. I have to bully him all the time, always. 24/7. Information. The attorney who will be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen. I want you to call in a special witness. Then I wondered about it at the time. How did Kristoph know so much? Prosecutor Gavin. Kristoph. We were supposed to face each other in that trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserve that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case.
The victim's belongings?
Hi, Max. Happy juice. Which would have included Magnifie's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin. My, Clavier. You disappoint me. You find trees yet miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug. Not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trial. Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. Should I, for the sake of accuracy, hold on. If the camera doesn't adjust to this, it will not be funny. Should I, for the sake of accuracy, have a have a flashlight under my face? Hold on. Can I make it brighter, or is it already on the brightest setting? I only have my phone flashlight. Aha! Yes. No, it auto-adjusted. The brightness auto-adjusted. Okay. Yippee yay. Completely accurate cosplay, guys. I have dramatic lighting on my face. Now I'm putting it down. It's not going good with my contact lens light sensitivity. No one talks about how Kristoph forged evidence to win in court against his brother. Like, what? I talk about that constantly. Clearly, we need to talk about Apollo Justice more often. Max, you missed. I had like 2 whole little mini rants about the way Kristoph treats his brother in this. Like, if this is what they're like in front of people, what the hell are they like in private? Like, everything is so backhanded against Clavier when he's done nothing. Why did you need false evidence? Why did you need fake evidence to win against your 17-year-old brother in his first trial? And also, like, there's 2 ways this could go. Either one, Kristoph is totally capable of winning this trial without forged evidence, but he's so afraid of, like, not looking perfect that he would still forge evidence against his 17-year-old brother. Or 2, Clavier is totally in the right. That person is guilty. And you won't let him have that win because, like, your like, personal shit for, like, not, like, you want to win more than you want your brother to A, uphold justice, and B, like, win in his first trial. I do think it's, like, a fair idea to consider that Kristoph has, at this point, gotten very used to forging evidence. Like, we only see the couple instances of Misham being involved, but who's to say that there aren't other forgers or that Misham didn't do other work that we don't know about? Crazy. Especially when Kristoph, like, we know at this point his intent is to kill this literal child that forged evidence for him. But he went through the trouble of, like, building a relationship with this child. Like, getting her to trust him. There's so, like, he could have totally been intending to forge evidence more often after that. Or, like, on the fence about, depending on how big that trial went. He's just so terrible as a defense attorney that it never occurs to him not to use the laws in the legal system to win. I think Kristoph started off as a very, like, golden child. He's very young. He's a year younger than Phoenix. So I mean, by Ace Attorney standards, he's not very young, but, like, I feel like they mention his age in relation to how successful he is at one point. Because he owns a law practice at that age. So, like, I think he started off very successful and very good at what he did, but he just, like, I think he just got very used to it and got used to relying on it, so he used forging evidence and, like, underhanded tricks very easily. Also, like, dark age of the law. Like, as far as we know, the people who are not acting like this, I think so much unsaid without losing it. Yeah. Like, the lawyers that we know in this legal system, like, especially if you compare it to the Great Ace Attorney, where it seems like acting like this is batshit insane, because it is. Like, Ace Attorney as a series is supposed to take place in a legal system that is broken. It's not supposed to make much sense. It's supposed to be wildly unfair, which is both, like, a commentary on Japan's legal system and legal systems around the world, and also is, like, for the sake of the game. For the sake of the game, it works in ways that actual law doesn't, and also, my microphone, and also, like, it is busted on purpose. Like, there are rules in this universe that don't make sense, both for reasons of what were the writers on, and, like, for reasons of it's supposed to be messed up. This is one of those it's supposed to be messed up things. So yeah, I think Kristoph got very used to the success and very used to the attention and the, like, the level of perfection that he operated at. There's also when Phoenix mentions how good of a poker player he is. He says, "I'm good, but I'm not that good." Nobody goes undefeated for that long. Nobody goes undefeated for 7 years. That doesn't happen. Theoretically, Phoenix, that's why Phoenix, like, it works that Phoenix is not the player character in this one, because if he had gone undefeated for 7 years, that message wouldn't be as good. Kristoph has gone undefeated for years and years. He has not lost because he can't, because he keeps doing shit like this, even against his 17-year-old brother. I love this case. I see no harm in a little reminiscing.
Apollo?
I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Gramarye. Cards. 1 card. My bangs. Sorry, there's important things happening on the screen. Enough. You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. Every single line out of Kristoph's mouth, I swear to God. He doesn't understand that the reason that he was not chosen as a lawyer was that he's not trustworthy. As far as I could tell. He dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I can come up to no other conclusion. He can't wrap his head around any other conclusion. It's good.
Daddy has to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete.
Zach wasn't watching his points or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards. Kristoph Gavin. My wig! Okay. It's in the wrong spot. This is not a good wig. I couldn't believe it. Phoenix Wright. A second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs. He dismissed me and went with that pitiful excuse for a man. He deserved to die for that error alone. The real reason was because Zach, if he asked if he ever wanted kids, and Kristoph was like, hell no. opens up with like, so, do you like children? No. Well, can't abandon my daughter and leave her to you. Hold it. So, the one who requested that forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, these two men shamed me, and I could not forgive them. He deserved to die for firing you. For firing you. Not even firing you, for like... Phoenix Wright and Zach Gramarye both deserved what they got. I love the Twitch animation. Twitch, that's the website we're on. So you asked Mr. Misham to forge that evidence. So you could win. But then, when you were dismissed as Zach Gramarye's attorney, it started violently raining. You used your forged evidence as a trap. You fed me information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. All according to Keikaku. Keikaku means plan. Incredible. If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep. Prosecutor Gavin? Perfectly. You're mad, Kristoph. Is the rain sound coming through? It's like really loud. Fucking rainy mood over the Apollo Justice finale. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Claudia? Tell me, how did that trial end? Cancelled, and the defendant vanished. I get it. So, Kristoph, you've been living in fear for 7 years. What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance. It started raining even more aggressively when the music started playing. So you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years. I don't want to read Spark Brushel again. Stalker. God, he's such a freak. He's such a freak. Your voice would be perfect for a femme Kristoph. Thanks! It's my best impression of J. Michael Tatum. Clavier is both so open and so secure, and Kristoph seems so collected, but it's just so messed up. It has to be envy. It has to be envy. Right? Like, I think about their relationship constantly. And, like, the way that they are. It's so interesting to me. And they only talk in this case. Crazy. Journalist sure he's being watched, end quote. Why Zach Gramarye got what? Why Zach Gramarye got what after 7 years? Excuse me. Kristoph deep down wishes he could be as open as his brother. He could never admit that to himself. One of my favorite things is that Kristoph says that his only friend is his dog. And it's not a lie. And it is fully, genuinely, his only friend was Phoenix Wright, and he no longer has Phoenix Wright. Like, I think that's one of the, it's, like, funny on a, like, from a fandom perspective, but also, like, it's just so, it's so good as a moment of writing that Kristoph Gavin is genuinely so pathetic and so caught up in these insecurities that he spent 7 years making Phoenix Wright genuinely his only friend. For 7 years, and that doesn't go both ways. Like, there's, you could argue that a lot of, and a lot of people tend to interpret Phoenix as somebody who, like, sort of got more distant with people during the 7-year gap. Like, you could say that he got more distant with people, but, like, he's always had friends. Maya didn't, like, leave for 7 years, as far as we know. Edgeworth probably wasn't completely in, like, Maya, Edgeworth, Pearls. Like, these people were probably not completely, like, cut contact with Phoenix. I'm sure they were still friends. They continue to be friends after this game. So it's not like Phoenix had no other friends, but Kristoph was, like, so obsessed with this situation that he genuinely made Phoenix his only friend. God, Kristoph hates himself so much that he only opens up to someone he knows will one day find out and betray him. And he probably thinks that's just, like, an other people problem. Like that's not a Kristoph problem. He's just like, I wonder why people are doing that. They must be crazy. And wait just a minute. That Grammar was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years? Oh shit, we have to summarize this for the judge. Finally. And the rain is, like, gone now? Yeah, I think oh no, I can hear thunder rumbling still. I knew this moment was coming. Yeah, a Kristoph or a Clavier game would be excellent. I know they have a backstory that was, like, at least brainstormed and they didn't include it, and I wish they had when they released this. I wish they'd done, like, a DLC case or whatnot. I can understand why that would be difficult to do all these years after the initial release, though. Especially, like, depending on, like, who worked on what. But God, do I wish it would happen. I just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zach Grammary, gone missing for 7 years. Trucy's father.
What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him!
Right. Leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Kristoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler. I remember him quite well. Shady Smith, was it? Part of why I think it's so hard for many people to think about Maya, Pearl's relationship with Phoenix being so relatively normal in 5 and 6 is because for so many years we only had Apollo Justice. It's easy to assume they've cut contact just from this game alone. And, like, there's no way to tell people, that that interpretation is wrong. There's also, like, totally practical reasons they might not have talked to each other. Again, like, Phoenix gets really weird when he's alone. Like, I don't know if other people, like, if you compare him to the other protagonists, Phoenix gets really weird when he's alone, by which I mean he gets super depressed when Maya goes back home. He gets super depressed when Maya goes back home. He's, like, really, really upset when, like, during all of AA2 when Edgeworth, which is understandable. So it totally makes sense to me and is in character if Phoenix did cut those people off or, like, make it harder for them to talk. And also just the beginning of Rise from the Ashes is messy. But, like, people lose contact with each other sometimes. And I think it's totally possible for those people to have been pushed away by Phoenix. And then eventually things get to an okayer spot. Especially, like, Edgeworth, generally, the idea is he's been in and out of out of the country. He's been back and forth to Europe for several years. I like the interpretation that he specifically asked back to become what he is in Dual Destinies. Just in case there are people new to 4, 5, and 6. But yeah. There's not a lot of really good fan interpretations of how the 7-year gap works. It's a fun era. Remember him quite well. Smith was. So I think after we explain to go get water. Poison to Chinese restaurant. The details matter, right? What matters is that travel Zach Grammar.
Is it Apollo?
Huh?
Keep going. We'll talk later.
Did you already know? It's so good. Trucy Apollo. I care them. One pleasingness. Mr. Justice, you explain this avenue. Great magician, Magnafie's death started it. Magnafie's death, students, Grammary, the suspect. Over defend back would be on leave. Thinking Kristoph Gavin did the unthinkable. I didn't even like the fame aspect for a very long time. Like he's this image that the recognition is would be like what somebody's like planning on being functionally. Forged evidence would have been talked about, probably not to the same level at all, because people don't care about celebrity that much compared to the celebrity. But like, I think in that was there as an idea that you've compared to their. Actually, it was who really shifting because it's precautionary you. Where is it? Talk or it's live. Your poison. Natural quinine. Applied to a commemorative stamp. But luck was on Mr. Misham's side. The bomb didn't go off. His daughter. She saved him by taking the stamp, I see. But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The Ariadone nail polish, of course. My stream's being so buggy and I can't figure- Oh no! Hopefully that's not a me issue. Is anybody else having like a... Is my stream buggy for anybody else? Because if so, I can try to do a... I can try to fix it, but... Hopefully it's just a connection issue. I mean, a connection issue still sucks, but... Oh no. If you can't figure it out, the VOD will be up here and on YouTube. You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Misham is nervous, she has a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails. Oh. Yay! That nail polish was her good luck charm. She was almost kidnapped once. Since then, she's been... well, you can see for yourself. Refuses to leave the house.
That person gave me a good luck charm for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me.
Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. Which also, Drew, why are you not checking? Like, I don't... Drew Misham is, like, definitely not supposed to be an asshole in this entire... Not a huge asshole in this entire scenario. Like, we're not supposed to focus on that much. But, like, this man, one, was using his daughter for evidence forgery. Any forgery at all. And profiting off of it. Yes, profiting for her, but, like... profiting off of it. And he also left his daughter alone with this freaky adult. Like, no questions asked, pretty much. And then was just like, yeah, I won't look into what this... Like, I mean, it's probably a good thing that he didn't look into whatever this gift from this stranger was, because he would have died, but like... Dude. She's almost been kidnapped before. And is horrifically agoraphobic as a result. Like, you pay more attention to what she's doing. And I do know that, like, part of what made Kristoph, like, okay in Drew's book is that, he had charmed Vera. Parenting parties on the floor. He had charmed Vera and gotten her to laugh, but it literally was, like, based on, like, he had shown her the Grammarys is what it was. So like, you literally just let your kid get like taken in by like, look here, I have candy. Like what the fuck, Drew? Oh, Baramisha. You won't tell me what it was. This is a normal thing to... This is normal for me to expect of my child. Yeah, she apparently received something, a gift. It was from that client. The one who wanted that note made. This client who has been arriving to your home in disguise, also. It was his insurance. Insurance? As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside? If she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous. And the nail polish would do the rest. His time bomb sat there for 7 years. And then, they went off almost simultaneously. Okay, I was waiting for like a good breaking point so I could go and get some water. I'm gonna do that now. Everybody else, also hydrate or dihydrate. Especially if it's as warm as it is here. I will be right back. Behave yourselves in the chat. You guys set my chat on fire? Hello, I'm back. It's raining again. While I'm here on break, I'm gonna do my my little spiel. Alright, as usual, what the hell are my Discord command, my Nightbot commands? Nightbot hasn't gone off yet. Weird. Usually I put it on a timer recently, but I guess it like doesn't want to. Anyway, I'll do it manually. As usual, if you are not already a part of it, feel free to join my Discord community server. There's a lot of talking about games like all of the Ace Attorneys. Ghost Trick, There's a lot of Ghost Trick in the Great Ace Attorney. There's a lot of Yakuza lately. Other related puzzle, mystery, visual novels come up very often. There's a Sherlock Holmes channel. I try to get people to talk about Vocaloid, but I am a vocal boomer, and other people probably are not. What else is there? Speaking of several of the games that I listed, this is my final Apollo Justice stream. So again, thank you very much, Capcom, for providing, and the Capcom Creators program for providing this copy of the game. Also a part of the Capcom Creators program, if you would like to support me by buying this game, or also The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. I have asked about the new Ace Attorney investigations that got announced between my last stream and this one. I have asked about if pre-orders would be available for our Nexus stores, and I haven't heard back yet. Well, I've heard back to like wait. So like I'll see if pre-orders for that will be available. If not pre-orders, then once the game is released, you can buy that off of my Nexus store. I get a cut of some of the profits at no extra cost to you. It's just a nice way to support me. Speaking of supporting me, I also have my Throne wish list, which does also include cash gifts. If you would like to support me for things like getting a new wig, because this wig sucks. As I went downstairs to get myself some water, I was just like, wow, the fibers on this wig are not great. I haven't taken good care of this wig, in part because it was like $17. It's not a great wig. So I would like to get a new one at some point. There's some other cosplay supplies and whatnot on my Throne wish list, and some stuff that is there for crowdfunding. I forget to promo it pretty often, but I do have one, and every little bit is appreciated. I know a total of 5 Vocaloid songs. Well, crazy. If you're in contact with me in any way, I owe people some playlists, but I've been making people Vocaloid like introductory playlists because anybody and everybody can get into Vocaloid. I am a firm believer that Vocaloid is like the easiest barrier to entry. Like, I'm a cosplayer, so I think about it in terms of like, am I allowed to cosplay this? Am I like a real fan? You're always allowed to cosplay whatever the fuck, with nuance added, of course. But like, Vocaloid is a very easy thing to get into. You like one Vocaloid song? Congratulations, you're a Vocaloid fan. You think one Miku figure is pretty? Congratulations, you're a Vocaloid fan. I will make you a Vocaloid playlist. I owe people playlists. I have like 2 in the backlog, but like I will make you recommendations, I swear. Also, actually, speaking of my Discord, I'll do this again at the end of the stream. But following this game, I'm going to be playing Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. I don't know when it's going to start because I will probably want a tiny little break from streaming because I don't do it that often. But Attorney of the Arcane is an interesting game that is, yeah, you do need to know more Vocaloid songs. I can help you. But Attorney of the Arcane is basically Ace Attorney if you stuck it in a D&D world, which is a very reductive way of talking about it. But I'm going in completely blind for that, and it looked like a cool game, so I'm going to check that out before... What's going to happen after that? Okay, let me just, while I'm on this train right now, I have a plan. And the plan that I have, that has gotten slightly derailed by Capcom announcing the Investigations collection. I have a plan to stream the entire Ace Attorney series in chronological order by case, which is not a good way to play Ace Attorney. But I'm determined and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to rope as many friends as I can into playing with me. The thing being, I don't know if I'm going to finish Tyrion Cuthbert before... well, no, I'm probably going to finish Tyrion Cuthbert and then have to go straight into the Investigations collection because I really want to stream that like when it releases. So we'll see when that chronological playthrough is happening. we'll see how it also lines up with the other streams that I do in a week. Other streams that I do in a week. Twice a week, I play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles on... I play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles on my friends' channels. So we've got Max on Thursdays. I stream with him and my friend Cinna. That's not the Max that's in this chat. Twitch.tv/tuxedo Max MAKS. Awful way sounds amazing. Yeah, right? Exactly. You get me. And I mean I'm starting from the Great Ace Attorney and then going into mainline. Like that's how I'm doing it. Thank you, Nightbot, for the extremely late plug of my Discord server. So the timer is working. But anyway, I stream on Thursdays with my friend Max and my friend Cinna on his channel. We are in the middle of Return of the Great Departed Soul on his channel. And then on weekends, I stream with my friends Kate, Ren, and MJ on Kate's channel. God damn it, Nightbot. And we are in the middle of, not that case. We're in the middle of Memoirs? Right? Yeah, we're in the middle of Memoirs of the Cloud Kokodo. That feels wrong now that I'm verbally saying it, but that is the right case. But anyway, the point is I play the Great Ace Attorney. This is my problem, is I'm on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles twice a week already. Nightbot. Not now. Anyway, I'm playing that game twice a week already, so I don't want to start at the... Like, I do want to start a third playthrough of that game, but it would be a little silly for me to do 3 Great Ace Attorney streams a week and then 1 investigation stream, so we'll see what's happening. I'll see how I go about it. What might end up happening is that I don't stream investigations and I just do, like a Let's Play style thing of it, or, like, depending on how timing works out. Or I just postpone it further. The funniest thing Capcom could do to me, the funniest thing that they could do to me is to release another Ace Attorney game in the middle of my long-ass playthrough. It would be the funniest thing they could do. We'll get there, though. We'll get there, I promise. Anyway, we should probably continue this game, though. And then they went off, almost simultaneously. If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed for standing for such long periods of time. Mr. Gavin! Have you heard a single thing we've said? Oh, I listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Lavir, surely you understand. We're back to the evidence. The lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the atroquinine that took Drew Misham's life. Objection! What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Gramery. To keep him from talking. I killed no man of that name. Read over the report again if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shady Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive. Objection! Okay, then why did you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Misham, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now. I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. Court concurs with the witness. That's supposed to be read as he's prissy and doesn't want to stand anymore, or that he has some physical issues. That's supposed to be he's like... He, to me, is definitely like pretending that he's just like, no, I've been in prison this whole time. I'm so fragile. I couldn't have done anything. He's totally lying also. It is defendant Vera Misham who is on trial here.
No, you were doing so well, Apollo.
Oh no. Why is my chat? If my connection gets fucky. There we go. My connection was fucky for a second there. As long as there is no evidence to support the accusation against him. This course of inquiry cannot find Veramisham innocent. Objection! Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence. Objection! You still don't get it, do you? Let us assume there was poison in the nail polish. I love these little moments of dialogue where he's like, we can prove that there is poison in the nail polish, but he goes, let's just say, hypothetically, there's poison in the nail polish. Like, he discredits what people are saying very... He thinks it's subtle. It's more subtle than, like, other ways you could do it. But, like, it's very manipulative and, like, bitchy of him. Who then was responsible for causing Veramisham to bite her nails? What? It wasn't me, I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you. What? What? Evidence is everything. There is nothing more. I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor. Mr. Justice. You have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's determination as well. However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Also, yeah, like, he is always interrupting people and talking over them, and ooh, it's good. Isn't that right, Clavier? Unfortunately, yes, Kristoph. You're right. That is, you would have been right until now. Oh boy, are we ready to see it in HD, guys? Are we fucking ready? What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are on this courtroom today. This is a trial case for a new judicial system. That's right. Totally forgotten. The jurist system. Jurists, you say? Current judicial system has been deemed too closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law. Common citizens? Wisdom? Is this some kind of joke? What could we possibly gain by doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless, emotional mob of irrational mouth breeders. Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law. Nonsense! There is only room for two in this court, me and the law. Keep the riffraff out. Out, I say! They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. Oh, it looks so funny. HD looking directly at you. God. It's funny. How can you allow this? Oh god. Completely random, but how do you think Kristoph felt when presented with the card in Turnabout Trump? To know that his legacy sort of could be completely destroyed in an instant if the card had been put as forged just like Phoenix's. Pissed. Clearly. Not as pissed as he's about to be. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright. So, everything was leading to this. Horse. Right. 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 Oh, I love his breakdown. Yeah. I won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. Law! The law is everything. Law is absolute. You'd let ignorant swine soil courts. Kristoph, it's over. Pavia! The law is absolute? You can't be serious. What? I just want to look. I just want to look. I love this sprite so much. Shout out to Kazuya Nuri, everybody. Kazuya Nuri, you do so much that I adore about this series. This was apparently like one of his favorite sprites to draw, and God, I get it. Yeah. Odd. I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. Law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions. The law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge. Like a gem polished to a gleam through trials and errors. This after the Great Ace Attorney? This after the Great Ace Attorney hits different. Especially because, like, Nuri drew that art of Kristoph reading a book by a Van Zeek's brother. We don't know which one. I think it was Baroque. But, like, we know he studied from history and still ended up at this spot. And also this versus Ryunosuke's idea that people are like gems. Yeah. Everybody should play the Great Ace Attorney. It is this fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time. Okay. And it is always changing, growing. Nurturing it is our task as human beings. Except for you, Kristoph. You aren't changing. You've stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday, I'll know what law is. Someday I'll know what law is. And I'll fight to change it if I have to. I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as the trial of Vera Misham, accused of murdering her father. The painter, Drew Misham, however. Several other incidents were reviewed, and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurists of the court. For the death of Drew Misham, how do you find the defendant, Vera Misham? Says the lawyer, yeah. Innocent or guilty? Oh, you're a lawyer. I turn to you now to consider this matter. Boy, VR time. With TV static. 12:48 p.m., which the trial started at 10 a.m. It's now almost 1 o'clock. I don't know what time the actual trial itself ended, but like the jury, this is a fun timestamp because the jury deliberates over this a while. This ends the trial for this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Misham is currently in intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. Factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Misham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That is all. Please, wait. Yes, jurist number 6. There's something in the jurist's handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists. That is correct. I've looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case? I see. Does that answer your concern? It's time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Misham. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely. Judge well. Yippee! Yeah. And so a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. 2 hours, like an hour-ish after the last timestamp. First verdict under the jurist system. Innocent by unanimous decision. Record will show. And when the verdict was announced, special witness Kristoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any ever heard before or since. We're seeing too much of his teeth right now. I don't like it. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. October 10th, 8:30 a.m., the morning after the trial. In an intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Misham opened her eyes. Girl, why are we back here? Why do we have the piano and the and the steel samurai and the grape juice still? Vera, I'm so glad.
Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too. And proud. You did well, Apollo. And I thought about... what if Vera...
Hey, no, don't you start crying too. Sorry you had to see us like this. Oh, look at her. Vera. She's so cute.
Thank you so much. Apollo, thank you.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you never would have bitten your nails.
No. I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that. Clinging to my good luck charm.
Vera.
When I opened my eyes and saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world. To see things with your own eyes.
Looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off whatever was holding Vera back from life.
I knew you'd pull through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future. I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you.
No, really, it's okay. Oh, so cute.
Oh, look, it's me. I love it. Thanks.
That... me?
She really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so at least. That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is?
The other lawyer?
Oh, you mean Daddy. Except he's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. No, it's okay. I'm through looking away from the things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize.
I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that.
brought all those things for me when he came to visit earlier.
Oh, that's why we have all the things. You mean that stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all?
You know, I knew my real daddy was alive.
Huh?
I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom.
You did what? How?
I'm not telling! He promised me that day he went away.
We may not meet again for some time, Trucy. But know this, I will be watching, and one day I shall return. You're the next Grammary, after all. Fucker. Pay your child support. Oh, Trucy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he?
It's okay. Phoenix is my daddy now, even if he can't really play the piano.
That he can't.
Oh, and I got you too, even if your voice is kind of loud sometimes.
Glad I made your list.
Hey, come to think of it, where is Daddy, the one who can't play? Do you know, Apollo?
I think he said he had to meet someone.
I wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy.
Ugh.
Oh, Trucy. Yeah, Vera? I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted. Yet. Here goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat.
Objection! Not loud enough. And I like Miss Magic underwear better anyway.
That's magic panties, Apollo.
So, your memory's returned. Mr. Wright, was this all a part of your plan, too? I don't know what you're talking about. When I lost my memory, I was reborn as Lamoir. Kristoph should be glad he was kicked from the trial. He wouldn't stuck with a child he likely didn't want. Yeah, no, literally. Can you imagine? But you knew my true identity, did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurists. You're thinking into it too much. Besides, there's no guarantee that regaining your memory would make you happy. Of course it is a happy thing. For so long, I thought I was alone. And now I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This, too, I think, is thanks to you. Are you gonna tell them? They do not know? Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings. I will go to them when the time is right. Until then, Don't worry, I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me, too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her, at least. Because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside. Your bracelet. Yes? I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years. But your bracelets were the strangest of all. Hey, Apollo! I remember meeting him half a year ago now in Kristoph Gavin's office. And then I met you. 2 fates destined to intertwine. And I was there when they crossed. The time has been never. I'll never forget that. I think they know, or at least I think Trucy knows. I think she's figured it out. Such a small thing, that bullet. Yet it tore who I was away. "10 years ago, during a simple rehearsal. It It was a miracle no one died, but I didn't survive that accident. That is why I left the troop. My family. Now my memory has returned. I am myself once more. For the first time. I'm glad to be alive, Mr. Wright. Speaking of miracles. Veramisham regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are. It is a strange thing, fate. Sometimes a life is taken. Sometimes a life is spared. You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they got something worth living for. And that's pretty much the end of my story. For now, anyway. I still got a long way to go, and this power of mine, well, it needs some work. But there's hope now. We lost it, but somehow we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep at this lawyer thing for a while. Oops, training time. Gotta go. Cords of steel. Here comes justice! Objection! Thank you. Lammerwar is one of my favorite voices to do. Oh god, I gotta go really fast with these.
I'm glad you're staying with the agency, Apollo. It's like I found my long-lost big little brother. Oh, and don't you worry about Troop Grammary. Trucy's on the case. Now that I have this, thanks to Daddy.
Trucy Grammary? Frankly, I got my doubts, but Hat Grammary, now that'll pack him in. Oh, cute. It's not every day you get the trial and the— oh shit, I forgot. That's why it's over. The Gaviners are breaking up. News caused a run on tissues at supermarkets nationwide. Totally missed what he said, it's fine. You're the real stars now. I look forward to our next jam session. Oh, he's nice. I love Clavier, he's nice. Ooh, the photos. She said that on purpose, I swear. I'm sure she did. Kazuyonori! Kazuyonori! Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it, I've been a piano player longer than I was a lawyer. Now that everything's sorted and I got some time on my hands, maybe I'll take some lessons. Or maybe I'll take the bar exam again. Look at him. Ooh. These credits are so cute. So I was standing around eating snackoos the other day when I got this crazy idea. What if they were golden? You could augment the crunch, or better yet, make them ding. Ah, the power of science. Although the preservatives might not be 100% safe.
In an unlikely event you are wanting Russian feast, come to Borscht Bowl Club. The only thing colder than restaurant is borscht. But if greater challenge is being required.
Then come to the hideout. You know who to ask for. I missed her. Olga Orly is so cool. Underrated as a witness. I also love that she's still working there when she was like a plant. Like she didn't need to keep working there. Okay, the red 40. Christ. Oh god, I don't remember her voice. It was really low though. I'm Kitaki, my beloved. So, Kitaki Pastries is getting back to its Eastern roots. Spread the culture and all. Yo boss, it's culture time. I don't remember his voice either. This is how we write root, capiche? I don't remember his name. But we're still about giving back to the people. Yo, boss, PR time. Yay. And this is how we write people, alright? Not that Walkie's paying any attention. Kids. I love the Gadaki so much. I wish you guys were in a better case. Just like gameplay-wise. Bizoi Chinese characters on cake was a fly idea like 3,000 years ago. Believe that. Man, you want to make it today, you gotta keep it real, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that's why I made the OG cracker. For real? I know it don't look like no cracker. There's so many words. You don't want me to call it the OG muffin? Trying really hard. So true, Olga and Clay. I don't know where all this talk about food is coming from, but you ask me, there's only one food, and that's noodles. Noodles forever. Got a new one, too. See, this time I just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. Why pretend? Aldoon's noodles is about the salt. Salt forever. Aldoon's voice destroyed my voice. Like, it was fine, but, like, it was terribly, like, taxing day of. Is that true, a whole ass story with Olga and Clay? I don't remember his voice either. Oh no. My exceptionally inquisitive nature has won me unequivocal adoration in my department. You see, they used to call me Wesley Stinkler and Wesley Sticky Hands. But no longer. I have a new name, one that reflects my true academic nature. This is my Valiant voice. Wesley Sicko reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness and I am the cure. Everything is wrong with this guy. That's my Valiant voice, but worse. Ooh, I gotta crack my neck. Yay, translation team! We love you, translation team. Janet Sue, I am your biggest fan. we love Janet Sue. There's actually a very large localization team on this. Shout out to the localization of this. I love Ace Attorney's localization. I don't know how to thank you all for all you've done. Light has returned to my life, and with it, joy. I may have lost years, but I have gained a treasure. 2 treasures, in fact. I will think of them when I write my next song. Why are you here? I'm not saying that.
Russell here, back on the beat with another interview. How do I feel about how things turned out? No scoop yet, but journalists' confidence in mint condition.
End quote. In Janet Sue, we trust. Why is he in Kristoph's cell? Why is he there?
I've decided to keep painting. Originals only, of course. I suppose I'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find what to paint. But I know there are good people out there now. I've met them.
She is apparently not still blind.
The door is open. The world is waiting. Thank you.
Lamoir apparently had an operation to fix her vision. I'm not a huge fan of that. Shout out to Shutakami. I like to think her vision is still impaired, if it was at all repaired.
Little babies.
Oh, look at them. Yay! We did it! We lived, bitch. No, we're not continuing on Dual Destinies right now. And in fact, I'm not streaming Dual Destinies at all. I'm waiting until we're done with our Great Ace Attorney playthrough on Max's channel to start Dual Destinies with my 2 friends who are psychologists, because I think that is the best possible way to play that. That was not as long as a part of the trial as I thought it was. But we did it! We made it to the end of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. I'm gonna do my spiel again. Again, if you didn't join earlier, or if you're not in it yet, feel free to join my Discord server to keep up with me. Especially now that this stream is over, I'm gonna take a short break from streaming. before starting on my next game. I may stream a couple of things that are not games, or that are not like that can be standalone before I start my next game. But who knows? It's getting a little wonky from here on out. I'm also going to probably do a different day of the week, depending on what days people are available. Anyway, what else is there coming up? Thank you again, Capcom, for the Capcom Creators program, for providing this copy of the game. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the opportunity. I'm very glad that they provided me this game so I could stream it to you guys. Also, this stream will go up on my YouTube channel whenever I remember to put it on my YouTube channel, probably Wednesday. What else is there? As usual, if you would like to buy this game or any other game that is on my Nexus store, you can do that via this link. Buying a game from my Nexus store supports me, and also you get the game. I think some of the stuff on there is on sale right now. It usually is. Let me actually check for you guys, because that might help. Last I checked, the Great Ace Attorney and Ghost Trick were on sale. They might still be. Come on, load. Ooh, you want to load so bad? Ooh. Yeah, this game is not on sale. Oh, I lied. Nothing's on sale. Damn. Well, maybe wait until things are on sale then. Ooh, hiccups. But currently on my Nexus store is the Apollo Justice Trilogy, Great Ace Attorney, Ghost Trick, and the Devil May Cry HD collection, because one of my friends asked for it. But yeah. If you would like to support me in other ways, there is my Brown wish list as well. There's a couple of cash gift options on there, or there is cool stuff that will help me make more stuff that I think people like to see. More cosplay stuff, more more vocal things, since I sing sometimes on the YouTube. What else is there? I will be streaming again this week on Thursday on Max's channel with Great Ace Attorney. I think Sunday on Kate's channel with the Great Ace Attorney? With the Gay Ace Attorney? Crazy. Happy Pride. The next game I will be playing on my channel is Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane, which is an indie game heavily inspired by the Ace Attorney series. And I'm very much looking forward to going into that completely blind. There are some cute characters that I already know I'm going to want to cosplay. We'll see when I get around to it. But yeah, it's got a very good OST from what I've heard. And so yeah, I'm taking a break from lawyers to go play more lawyer game. So if you want to stick around for that, that'll be fun. My Discord server will also be getting a Tyrion Cuthbert channel when I start that. Happy Pride. Happy Pride from these guys in particular. I don't have their boyfriends, but god damn it, Kazuma. Yeah. As usual, just like follow me on the everything, and you can see me cosplaying, singing, drawing art of my blorbos, whatever the fuck. I do a lot of shit. Thank you everybody for coming and watching. I had so much fun getting to stream this, despite the fact that I'm currently melting. It's actually not as bad as it was earlier. It was like very warm when the sun was out, but despite the fact that I'm currently melting, my contact lens... Okay, we're good. We're fine. It's fine. Anyway, despite the fact that I am currently melting and my contact lens wants to go on a world tour, I have very much fun cosplaying for these streams for you guys. It might be a hot second before I get to do another one of those, because I happened to have a lot of Apollo Justice cosplays. I have some investigation stuff if I get around to investigations next. But yeah, hopefully we look forward to my next few streams and whatnot. What else is going on? Next month I'm going to be at Doki Dokkan, probably cosplaying Investigations Emma, because for whatever reason the picture of Emma's hat that I took went nuts on Twitter. So hopefully that love sticks around for when I actually cosplay her. I think that is all for now. I'll see y'all in my community Discord if you are a member of it. or on my YouTube later this week, where this stream's VOD will go up. Thank y'all for hanging around. I hope y'all have a good night. Stay hydrated, stay cool, etc. Good night.